So here, whenever we are creating versions, we got error. So this we are putting for later stage. We'll see. Maybe we need to do currency types, and that need to be assigned to the company code, and those settings need to be ensured. We'll see the creation of versions at later stage. That should be before activation of currency and valuation profile. Now let's do the profit center accounting settings. First one, maintain controlling area settings. That is 0KE5. Q controlling area. Our controlling area is IN10, right? Here, how we have cost center standard hierarchy. In the same way, for profit center, we need standard hierarchy. That I am giving PC group and select elimination of internal business volume checkbox. And what will be the profit center local currency type? Maybe you can give controlling area currency, then system will take from controlling area. And if you give group currency, then system will determine the group currency which we maintained at client level settings. And if you go for profit center currency, that is 90, then you can define yourself what will be the profit center currency that you can maintain other than controlling area currency or other than group currency. I'm using same like our controlling area, so U20. And then here we can see the error message. As the assigned active currency and valuation profile, CV10 contains profit center valuation. This type of valuation is a mandatory for profit center accounting, it is saying. Here, if we could have done the profit center accounting settings before maintain currency and valuation profile, then we don't get this error message. Means the system will allow with legal valuation itself in profit center accounting also. Whenever you created currency and valuation profile and assign it to the controlling area, then system is checking that we are using already profit center valuation. System found that already we are using one profit center valuation, and that's why system is expecting valuation profile. So to check this, maybe we can do one thing. If you could have not done this one, means maybe currency and valuation profile we have not created and not assigned. What we can do, we can remove the assignment now and we can see. Come out of this screen. And now try OKKP. Remove currency and valuation profile. Save it. Hope it is saved. Now you try same thing. Means the sequence of things. Suppose if you could have done before currency and valuation profile, you are activating your profit center accounting. At the time, it will do with the legal valuation itself. And once we used currency and valuation profile, and once we decided that we need to do in certain currency the profit center valuation I want to use, then here you need to come back and change this from legal valuation to profit center valuation. Maybe let's see if it is allows. I think it's already saying still assigned only. It's not there. But still it is saying assigned. Maybe one time you saved, maybe at some level maybe still it's not removed. But fine. If you want that exercise you can do while practicing. Maybe for me I already assigned, I'm not able. Instead of doing these two steps, first you do this one, profit center accounting settings. Then at the time it will allow you with the legal valuation. Once you do these settings, again once you say that to the system I am going to use profit center valuation, of course you already this did, so it doesn't throw error. And then whenever we are trying to activate the currency and valuation profile in a separate configuration step, at that time, now whatever I got error message, the same system will tell you that the profit center valuation you are using in your currency and valuation profile, but your profit center accounting is not supporting that profit center valuation. Then at that time, you can come back and change the legal valuation to profit center valuation. Okay. So anyhow, for me, it's saying already assigned. Again, I am putting currency and valuation profile, and then we try. Now change this legal valuation to profit center valuation. System picks the USD from your controlling area. At controlling area level, whatever the currency we are using, the same currency we are maintaining in the profit center accounting also. Store transaction currency checkbox, and what will happen? Can only be allowed for the legal valuation. So not allowed in case of profit center valuation. By default, it is taking from the 2020 and then save it. And now if you activate set control parameters for actual postings, then system will activate your ledger ATA. If you want to activate the ledger ATA, then we need to do this step. Set control parameters for actual data. But I don't want to use ledger ATA. Let it updating in the AC Docker table itself. Then it is fine. Then you no need to activate. But in case of ECC, we are activating this 1KEF. So we are telling to the system that from so and so on year, you need to transfer line item wise, whatever I am posting in FI, if there is a profit center, that you need to transfer into profit center accounting. That means you transfer into ATA ledger in real time. That we are doing in case of ECC. And here also, if you want to use ATA ledger, then you can use, but unnecessary, it's a duplication. Anyhow, we are getting in the AC Docker table, so this is not required. Set control parameters for actual data. One KEF. Here, if you activate this, profit center postings are updated in ATL ledger along with your universal journal again. So it's a duplication of data, and this is not required in S4 HANA. We are not activating. Next, let's see plan versions at profit center accounting level. Two we created, which is at controlling area level. The same can be extended to profit center accounting. Select version 0 and double click on settings for profit center accounting. Click on new entries button and then you fiscal year 2020 online version not locked. Select line item checkbox and give exchange rate type. I'm giving same yum 2021 also. Come back and same if you want to transfer the plan version 1 at profit center accounting level. This also I'm transferring. Online transfer, let it see. And that's all. Seems the separate document we no need to create. The number ranges is not required. Seems we are not updating ATL ledger. We'll see at the time of document postings. And these things we can do later once we have a GL accounts. The transfer price also we can set at the time of something else next. Fine. Now to close this currency and valuation profile, and then later we can create our own ledgers and further we can proceed. For that, we need to do basic material ledger settings, and for that we need plant. So first to do some basic settings for FIMM integration in the logistics module, and then we can do material ledger settings and we can activate currency and valuation profile, and it's fine. Then whatever we want that we can do. Or another way also we can do without touching currency valuation profile and material ledger. Basically you can post your FI documents, accounts receivable, accounts payable. Of course, asset accounting also you can complete. And later, if you activate currency and valuation profile, at that time, if the documents are there, system will say already transaction master data is posted. Then in that case, what we need to do, whatever we posted, the transaction data, that we need to delete it. So that method we can follow one thing. Instead of that, I am doing now initial itself. Let it set right the currency and valuation profile with the required currencies. Okay, that's why before posting normal documents or before doing the ledger settings, we are doing the currency and valuation profile with related to some material ledger settings. For that material ledger, first we are doing some related settings. Okay. So here as part of logistics, first define valuation level. So these settings you already aware what is the valuation level. SAP is giving you two types of valuations, at which level you want to evaluate your material stocks, whether plant level or at company code level. The suggestion recommended by SAP is at plant level. Whenever you are doing valuation plant level, the plant will be created as a valuation area. If the same material is using in two different plants, you can evaluate it differently for each plant and you can post it to separate GL account. But if you do valuation at company code level, you can do valuation at company code level. If the material is using in different plants, but you can evaluate collectively at company code level, and for both plants you can post it to only one GL account. It's not possible to post it to separate GL account and separately to evaluate. This is one time setting, and once you do activate and post data, you cannot switch back to other option. And this is at client level setting. Right. So here already done it is valuation is at plant level, and you cannot switch back to other at client level settings. One time you need to activate. The next create plant. Double click on, maybe if you want to copy you can do, or maybe double click on define plant. Click on new entries button and give plant any name you can give. Maybe I'm giving PL01. Give factory calendar, which will tell you which day is working day, which day is a holiday. For the plant location, if you want you can maintain specific address. And let's create one more plant also. Define location. This is the asset location in the plant where your fixed assets are lying. To identify that particular location within the plant, you can use to create the asset location, this one. And next, division. Maybe now itself, if you want, you can create a division. This actually required in case of sales whenever you are doing. So this division is nothing but a group of products, a similar product for the purpose of sales you are using. So what are the products you are selling, and that how can you classify for the comfortable of sales, for analyzing the sales. So that will be called as a division. Maybe two divisions we can create D1. D2 maybe I'll put as a services. Next, create purchase organization. X08. Click on new entries. Any name you can give. I'm giving same like your company code. Then storage locations we need to create within the plant. Give your first plant, that is PL01, and click on new entries button. 1000 is for raw materials and 2000 for finished goods. The same coding convention I am following in another plant also. So let's come back and give next plant PL02 and click on new entries button and give same storage location, 1000 for raw materials and 2000 for finished goods. Next, assign plant to company code. X18. Your company code is IN10 and plant is PL01. Same company code IN10 and plant PL02. Save it. The business area we are not using. If you are using, maybe you can do this one. And sales plant valuation area, this we can do later. Next, assign purchasing organization to company code. OX01, and we created purchase organization same IN10. So for that, assign company code is 110. Next, assign purchase organization to plant. OX17. Click on new entries button and your purchase org is IN10, plant is PL01. And same purchase org, and then the plant is PL02. This is not required. Next, maybe if you want to use purchasing groups, you can create that one. Create purchasing groups. Maybe within the purchase organization, you can divide your operations into multiple groups if your purchase organization is bigger, which is responsible for different activities. For example, one group PG1 is for domestic purchase, and purchase group PG2 is for imports. Maybe next, set tolerance limits for price variance at purchase order level. You can copy from the standard one and change to your company code. One is price variance, and one is the cash discount variance. The next certain inventory management settings that you can copy from the standard plant. So you can call it as a plant parameters. Select your standard plant and copy from that and change to your plant. For most of the settings we are following same the standard. And again select PL01, copy and put PL02. Next, set tolerance limits for GR. Here we have for order price variance with GR. Whenever there is a variance warning at which percentage level, and error, and then for moving average price. All three copying same like standard. If we would have created a tax code, we can maintain that, but we don't have. Later we can maintain. Next, same, set tolerance limits at invoice level whenever we are posting IR. Here we have different tolerance keys which we want to use based on your usage. For example, if you are using blanket purchase order, you need to maintain, or for price variance, for quantity, date, the moving average price already which we did, that will work same. Without order anyhow we'll doing with order reference, small differences, IR or GR you are doing before. Same copy from the standard. And next, define automatic status change. And what material types you want, maybe that we can see later, not required at this stage. Just this is prerequisite for the material ledger settings we are doing, and that material ledger for currency and valuation profile. What will be the valuation class, how we want to post GL account. So those all those things we can come back later when we do the logistics part. I think these settings are fine to go with the material ledger settings. And here we are saying material ledger is a mandatory in S4. What does it mean? It's a mandatory means earlier for material ledger we are using different data model. So you are updating in different tables all your material ledger. But in S4 now that is integrated with the same universal journal, universal table AC token. So your material ledger values also in different currencies or different valuations are updating in the same table AC token. In my organization I don't want to use, so when we need to use material ledger is providing two functionality. One is to evaluate material in different currencies or different valuations, that is up to maximum 3. And second functionality, the actual costing. What is actual costing, that we'll discuss later at the time of costing part. I want these two functionalities, then I will go for material ledger. Or I want to use actual costing, then I need to go for material ledger. I need the parallel valuation in multiple currencies, multiple valuations, but I don't want actual costing, then I need to go for material ledger. In my business organization, I don't want actual costing, I don't want material prices, different currencies or different valuation. If you say material ledger is active, mandatory in S4, do I need to do the material prices in multiple currencies and multiple valuations in S4, which I don't want? Still, you don't need to activate actual costing. You don't need to use the material prices in different currencies or different valuations. You can use only one currency. You no need to use second currency and third currency. Then we are saying material ledger is a mandatory in S4. That means technically you need to activate the material ledger because it is updating in the AC Doka table. So whenever it is try to update AC Doka table, even though you are not using these two functionalities, that's your choice. But system will check whether you activated or not material ledger to update in the AC Doka table. That's why this material ledger is a mandatory in S4. So the statement, if you say material ledger is mandatory, it's a technically mandatory. You need to activate it, even though you are not using these two functionalities. Once you activated technically the material ledger, your choice. If you want you use, if you don't want to use actual costing, no. If I don't want to use parallel valuation, you no need to do. But technically it is activated in your system. Then only you can post the logistics related information. So that's the meaning. If we say in S4, material ledger is a mandatory. Okay. I want to stop here today. Maybe next class we'll see the complete. What are the material ledger settings required to activate your currency and valuation profile, and we can activate it. Then one part is ready, the prerequisite with what currency types, with what valuation approaches we want to do. Then further we can post our basic transactions, how it's happening, how accounts payable, receivable, maybe asset accounting. So in regular way, sub-module wise, we can proceed further one by one. So within this, up to this, if you have any doubt, you can ask.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Yes.
sir. I'm Shiva. In my doubt is creating controlling area where I maintain currency type group currency you maintain, right? I'm maintaining here group currencies 30 is not available in my system, sir. In check it in SSC for transaction, whereas available in local currency 10 is there, sir. It's what's the wrong there?
In SSC4, here you have currency is updated.
Yes, sir.
What is that? INR.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then if you go to OKKP, and here in F4, is it not showing 30?
No, sir.
What it is showing?
Yeah, it's showing 30, sir, but it's not taken, sir. They're going to error message.
What is that error message?
That is not available group currency like this one, sir.
If you select 30 and then it is saying error message.
Yes, sir. Where I'm given 10, 10 local currency INR, it's taken, sir.
Okay, here which
Yeah, same, sir. Company code currency, company code to cost accounting.
not 1:1 you selected, right?
No, sir.
Okay. And did you press the button whenever you are creating controlling area here? Controlling area is equal to company code, that one.
No, sir.
Okay. You send me that error message. We'll see.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.